We saw in the last video on the book of Numbers how the Israelites had defeated many armies when kings were stopping them, passing through their land in order to get to the promised land of Canaan. Now they are coming towards a place called Moab now, the people of Israel, which is quite close to the promised land. And the king there, King Balak, is getting concerned. King Balak decides that he needs help because he's scared that the Israeli people will come and defeat him, conquer his land. So he sends some of his princes to a man called Balaam. And he sends gifts to Balaam and says, I need you to come, Balaam, and curse the people of Israel. Balaam tells the princes, no, I'll have to consult God and ask him what I should do. God tells Balaam to send the people away because God will not have his blessed people, Israel, cursed. He sends them away, but they come back. Again, there's a message from the king, King Balak. I will give you fine things, houses, gold and silver. Balaam again says he needs to speak to God. God says to him, go this time. Balaam, though, doesn't want any of the riches, so he says. But God thinks maybe he does. God sends Balaam, but he decides that he can only go as long as he speaks everything that God tells him to speak. Off Balaam went on his donkey with the princes. But God was angry with Balaam because he hadn't really wanted him to go, and he thought he was going out of greed. So God put an angel in Balaam's path. The donkey could see the angel, but Balaam couldn't. The donkey kept trying to get away from the angel so it wouldn't get harmed. But Balaam kept moving the donkey, trying to hit him with his stick. 3 times he tried to get the donkey to move on the path that he wanted him to go. The donkey refused to move and sat down. God then got the donkey to speak. What have I done to you that you should hit me 3 times with a stick? I've been your faithful donkey, travelling along paths for you, wherever you wish to go. Have I ever been unfaithful to you? Balaam said no, and at that time, Balaam's eyes were suddenly opened and he saw the angel. He thought he should go back and not continue on his journey. But God said no, he must continue. Balak did as Balaam said when he arrived, and he made altars. But then Balaam spoke the words God had him speak to Balak. How can I curse who God will not curse? This made the king angry, and he thought if he took Balaam somewhere else, that then he might curse the people. But again, Balaam said to him, I cannot revoke a blessing that has been given by God. Balak was furious and wanted Balaam to leave, and Balaam did leave, but had one thing to say before he went. Jacob, and there would be a ruler coming out of Israel. The bad thing is that Israel began bowing down, worshipping the idol Baal, the idol of the people of Moab. And also they took the daughters of the people of Moab and lived with them. God was absolutely furious with the Israelis for worshipping Baal, and he got the chiefs in the people of Israel tribes and had them hung. And anybody who was worshipping Baal, they would be killed. So a slaughter began to happen amongst the people of Israel. Whilst the killing was going on, one of the Israeli men who hadn't worshipped Baal noticed that a Midianite woman, and the Midianites were enemies of Israel at this time, was brought into the family of one of the Israeli people. The righteous Israeli man got a sword and immediately killed the Israeli man who had done wrong bringing this woman in, and also killed the woman as well. He had a jealousy, which was a jealousy like God had. He wanted the protection of the Israeli people. They had to be pure to God, and they had to be the holy ones to God, and not have aliens come in. Because of the boldness of this man, whose name was Phinehas, who had killed the Midianite woman and the man who allowed her into the Israelite people's abode, God made Phinehas a priest. Phinehas had stopped the slaughter of the Israeli people by what he had done. He had calmed God down in his anger. Before the people went into the land of Israel, a new census, numbers had to be counted. A lot of Israelis had died along the way on their journey from Egypt to the Promised Land. And it was the new generation, the younger ones, that would be passing into the Promised Land. So God had accounts done again. So this is the end of the book of Numbers. And how then, in those two videos that we've just seen, how is God pointing us to Jesus in the book of Numbers? Well, do you remember the bronze snake that was lifted up on a pole so it didn't bite the people if they looked at it? Well, Jesus explains how he would be lifted up on a cross so that those who believed him would receive eternal life, not die. And do you remember the rock that provided water? Well, we hear of how somebody in the Bible, Paul, talks of the spiritual rock which supplies living water. This spiritual rock is Jesus. He supplies the living water. He supplies our hope in life. He's the one who keeps us going. Please like or follow or subscribe if you are enjoying the channel and learning from it. And I'll see you with the next book on the next videos. Bye for now.